It's now time to say good morning, St. Johns County. Welcome to the weekly radio show of the St. Johns County Council on Aging, better known in our community as the COA. We are your local nonprofit agency who for the past 50 years has been leading and advocating for the dignity, independence, health, and community involvement of older St. Johns County residents. I'm Brian Robinson, Program Director for COA, broadcasting to you live from the studio of WFOY 102.1 FM, your local radio station for news, sports, and talk. All right. Well, one of the COA locations that I frequently talk about on this show is our River House location. Monday through Thursday, River House serves as a lifelong learning center, providing a variety of classes to anyone 18 years of age or older. We offer classes in art, music, dance, exercise, language, herbology, and even fishing, all at reasonable prices. But on the weekend and evenings throughout the week, the River House becomes a setting for weddings, civic milestones, and personal hallmark events. Last year, River House hosted 78 events with over 8,500 attendees gathering to celebrate a special occasion. So if you are looking for a beautiful location to hold one of your events, I highly recommend the River House. Here this morning to tell us how to do that is Cindy Walker, River House Event Sales and Marketing Manager, and Janel Graham, Assistant Events Manager. Cindy and Janel, welcome to the COA Weekly Radio Show.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning. Thank you, Brian.
Good to have you here. So one of the things I would love for you to do in this first segment of our show is just let our listeners know about yourself. Tell us about your background, what brought you to River House events, how you got involved, all that good stuff. Tell our listeners about yourselves. Cindy, why don't you start off?
Absolutely. River House is a place near and dear to my heart. I have been involved with Council on Aging since 2017. Right after college, I actually started off as a Spanish language volunteer, helping teach Spanish in the senior centers. I graduated from Flagler with a degree in public relations. And Council on Aging hired me full-time after that. I was brought on to their fundraising department. I helped out with events, communication, marketing. I left for a bit to pursue a career in government for a little while, but during all that time, I still stayed on as an events assistant on the weekends over at River House. So I would come in every weekend and work the weddings. And the opportunity presented for the sales and events manager position, and it is the dream position for me, and I couldn't be happier and more honored to be in this position. And I am so excited to have Janel as our assistant manager. She has extensive experience, and I'm very thankful that she decided to come on.
All right, Janel, give us a little bit of your background.
When it comes to my life in weddings, it began with working with a planning company here in town, and I spent a lot of time at River House falling in love with both the building and the staff. River House is very special to me. I went to both my junior and senior prom there, so it does hold a very special place in my heart. While working weddings at River House through another company, I caught wind that they were looking for a event coordinator with the Council on Aging, so I applied and was very happy to join the team. And I have been with COA for almost 2 years now. And then one day, Becky Yanni sat me down and she asked me, she said, "Where do you see yourself with COA?" And I said, I would love to take my passion for seniors and my passion for weddings and one day possibly put those together and possibly make my way over to River House someday. And she said, "Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll keep that in mind." So me, not thinking anything of it, kept going along with my life. And then one day she came to me and she said, "Janel, we'd love to offer you the assistant management position next door." And I couldn't be happier. I started crying. It was the best day ever. Ran over, met with Cindy, and we've been together ever since.
Very good. And this was just recent, right? This was a couple, 2 or 3 months ago that we did that. Okay. And so a lot of learning, right? A lot of extra things to learn, and especially taking over, something that's been handed off to you, and just having to, kind of take the baton, so to speak. And so I'm sure there's been some a learning curve with that as well. And so, but everything that I hear from everybody says that you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. I must say, with both of our extensive experience in event planning and our experience at River House, it has been a smooth transition so far. I feel like we jumped in both feet running. And I mean, all of our events have gone off without a hitch up to this point, and they will continue to do so. And I mean, Janel just hosted a huge event, the Christmas on the River event, and how many were in attendance there?
Yes, so we had a sold-out fundraiser hosted at the very end of November, and we had over 200 guests attend. We were completely sold out, maximum tickets, lovely sponsors. It was a great time.
Love it. Beautiful.
And I want to mention that the proceeds from that go to our Care Connection department. And so Care Connection is one of the things that we do at COA that kind of bridges the gap between services. So we don't get, for the things that we provide in Care Connection, we don't get any of the government funding for. So all of the donations that we get throughout the year, and then the proceeds from Christmas on the River go to Care Connection to help the volunteers that serve in there. So we cut lawns for seniors, we build wheelchair ramps, we provide them with a lot of different things that they need to be able to stay in their home. And so wonderful to hear that event went well. It was a beautiful event, and we're so thankful for everybody that participated and sponsored and paid for tickets to come and donated towards it. So thank you so much if you're out there and you're one of those people to help make that event a great event for us. All right, well, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take our first break now. We have lots of questions that we're going to dive into when we come back. And so you're listening to the weekly radio show of the St. Johns County Council on Aging here on 102.1 FM, WFOY. We'll be right back after these messages. And when you hear the Ramones, you know you're listening to the weekly radio show of the St. Johns County Council on Aging here on WFOY 102.1 FM, your local radio station for news, sports, and talk. I'm Brian Robinson, Program Director for COA, joined this morning by Cindy Walker and Janel Graham from River House Events. And we're talking about our beautiful River House location, and we're talking about how you can have a special event there. So let's jump into some of these questions that we have here. First of all, there's a special running until December 7th, and that's just a few days away that it expires. So tell us about this and how the listeners can take advantage of it.
That's right, December 7th, this Saturday. So if you'd like to take advantage of it, come on quick. Here at River House, we're still feeling the spirit of Thanksgiving, and we're thankful for love. So we are offering 10% off your venue rental fee for your 2025 event. That is a great deal. And that includes, we have updated our rental package, so you're getting a lot more bang for your buck.
Very good. Did you have something to add to it, Janelle? Or?
I think this is an opportunity that cannot be passed up. If you are looking to get married in 2025 or possibly have any business meeting, any corporate party, this is something you don't want to pass up on.
Yeah, and 10%, I mean, that's a good portion, so that can be a very good benefit to those that are looking for that. So you also recently launched a new venue package, and so tell me what does that include, and what makes it appealing for clients?
Yeah, we are so excited for this new package. It includes a lot more. We are now including linens. We have bird cages to hold your guest cards, decorative table numbers, cake plateaus, ivory tassels for your linens on your highboys, chargers, all of those kinds of things that when you're planning an event, that one-time use that you'll never use again, we're going to have it.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, and you said bird cages for your guests, and I thought you were going to stop right there. I was like, well, wow, putting your guests in bird cages. that's a new one.
It's a new thing. Didn't you hear?
That is a new one. All right. Well, that sounds great. And so I guess, one of the things I get phone calls that come my way from time to time, and, people ask me about River House, and, they say that they're with an organization or they're with a nonprofit. And so how do you accommodate them for an event that they might want to have at the River House?
So we do have a special event package that can accommodate corporate, nonprofit. Basically, just call me and I will work with you to customize a package that will fit your needs.
Very good. One of the things about the venue is, it's known for its connection to the local community as a senior center, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, as a senior center during the week. So I guess my question is, whenever you're booking somebody and, getting them to, you're promoting it and signing them up for it, do you let them know about that? And if so, how does that help the senior center programming?
Oh, absolutely. I let our couples know about that. When they come in for a tour, we are an active senior center Monday through Thursday. So when they come in to see the building, they'll see it set up for our yoga and our Tai Chi and our cooking classes. So I let them know, hey, you're not only having an event at the most beautiful venue, you are supporting your local community, your local older adults, lifelong learning.
And it's great. I mean, so November, December, we always kind of combine as far as our class schedule goes because we have so many holidays in there, right? And so, but we have 59 classes that have been scheduled for November, December. I mean, that is phenomenal. Teresa Harris, who's the coordinator there that is in the office right next to yours, does a phenomenal job getting these instructors to come in, and some of them volunteer their time, some of them are paid. But we try to keep the cost of it for our seniors very, very minimal, right? And so if it's an hour-long class that meets once a week, right, for the whole month, it's only $30. I mean, when you think of, like, for instance, a guitar lesson, if you were to go somewhere, you're looking at $30 for 30 minutes, 30-minute lesson. And we're giving an hour and a half lesson, I think, for guitar once a week, and it's anywhere from $30 to, between $30 to $50 a month. But so we're just so thankful that we're able to do that, but it's because of the events that you have at River House, the weddings and the other different events, that those proceeds go to help make sure that place stays open so that then we can provide these classes at a very, very minimal cost to our seniors. But it is a lifelong learning center. It is for anybody 18 or older, but it is mostly seniors who do come to it. So,
and that's what I think makes it so rewarding for Janel and I, that we not only get to see beautiful events, but we get to see the fruits of those events and what they go to fund. We get to see our participants come in every day and have the time of their lives at River House. We have ballroom dancing, and we get to see that and be part of both sides of it. It's really incredible. And I know I can't speak for Janel, but I know I'm happy for this, this partnership, this opportunity.
Well, and there really are some great stories that have come out of it. I mean, I've heard some of the seniors who come to the River House, and not only are they there for the class, but it's been beneficial to them because, for instance, we had one woman that had talked about how her husband had passed away. Her kids are grown and live elsewhere. She didn't really have a lot of friends. And so somebody had recommended, go to River House, take a class. And so she came, she started taking a class, she got to know people. So she got that socialization aspect of it. And she literally said that the classes at River House, these were her words, saved her life because she had fallen into a state of depression because, her husband had passed away and she just felt very lonely and isolated. So, to know that what you're doing with the events, the weddings and the other occasions that take place at River House, help to support these programs, really are impacting the lives of seniors just like her, and it's a feel good thing, isn't it?
It is,
because it's not just about the business aspect of it, right? Yes, you have to, we have to make money, right?
Right.
But it's the why behind it, right? It's the why of why we're doing this. So thankful for that. All right, so we got a few more minutes before our next commercials interrupt us here. What about seasonal rates? Or is there any seasonal rates available for events? And how can listeners learn about those opportunities?
Absolutely. So To learn about them, just give me a call, 904-826-6210. Again, my phone number is 904-826-6210. And we do offer seasonal rates for July and August. We offer short-term booking rates as well as a military discount. So all you have to do is ask.
Well, and one of the things, the River House is located in downtown St. Augustine. And as you know, there's, finding a parking spot sometimes, right, can be very difficult. And especially downtown, if you do find one, then of course you have to pay for it. But River House, because it's right next to our main headquarters, right across the street at COA, there is a lot of parking at no extra cost to the people who come to your event.
Yes. That's one of the things included in our package is, how many would you say? Well over 100?
Absolutely. Infamous parking.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have so much space that we have, which makes it even better for those that are coming to the River House.
Definitely, and it's all well lit, and it's very convenient. And if you need to leave a car there overnight, if you're not prepared to drive, we don't want you driving. Right. So you are more than welcome to leave your car overnight. Just come get it by like 10 a.m. the next day. We're very flexible with that.
Right. And another thing to mention that ties in with that is we do have some Ring cameras on our main building across the street where, somebody would be parked. So if they're worried about leaving their car, we do have some security cameras on hand that would record if something were to happen to it. So just a little added protection there for our guests that are coming there.
Definitely. And one more thing about transportation that I'd like to point out is we do have a portico share in front of the building. And that was built intentionally tall enough that it can fit any sort of getaway car or vehicle or
party bus.
Exactly. You could fit your party bus right there for door-to-door service, your horse and carriage, trolleys I see a lot. So if you want that door-to-door service as you are exiting, you're doing your grand exit as a couple, or if you are busing your guests in from some sort of hotel, we do have that available.
That is a nice little feature that we have there. And I've been at an event in my previous employer. We had an event there, and they did the trolley thing. The trolley pulled up and took everybody jumped on and went for a tour. So, all right, that music means it's time for our commercial break. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. And welcome back to the weekly radio show, the St. Johns County Council on Aging, here on WFOY 102.1 FM, your local radio station for news, sports, and talk. I'm Brian Robinson, Program Director for COA, joined this morning by Cindy Walker and Janel Graham from River House Events. We're talking about our beautiful River House location. And, one of the things that I am very excited about, I'm not excited about the cold weather that has hit us, but I am excited that hurricane season is finally over, especially some of the fact that we had several come our way this past year. And so how does hurricanes impact your events?
Thankfully, Brian, they did not impact us this year.
That's great.
Very thankful, very thankful. The timing of the storms, they were during the week, and we were able to have the building cleaned up and ready to go within 12 hours of the storm impacts. And I would like to just point out, too, that this building, River House, was intentionally built high enough that, let me knock on some wood here, that even during Matthew, our building has not taken on water.
That's fantastic. Well, speaking of that, though, there are times when weather comes through that it's not a hurricane, but it's raining. And I know a lot of times, for your weddings, they like them to be outside because, of course, that's a beautiful location to do that. So what do you do in that event if rain's coming the day of the wedding?
So we absolutely have a rain plan. We are able to take our ceremony space and set it up inside the ballroom. So we'll move the gold chairs, your florist will move the arch, and it only takes us about 30, 45 minutes. So that call can be made, only hours before the event. We don't need a week or even a day's notice, just a few hours. And if you want to check out our Facebook and Instagram, we do have photos of our indoor ceremonies as well as outdoors, so you could get a better idea of what those look like.
And how can folks get to your social media accounts?
At River House Events on Facebook and Instagram. And there's also a link on our website, riverhouseevents.com.
Very good. All right. So, folks come to you. You're the first person to contact, right? And they're like, hey, I want to have a wedding at River House, and here's how many people I want to have and so forth, and everything gets planned. But what about the day of the event? Like, are you there? Do you have staff there? I mean, or is it just like, here's the key, come on in and do what you want to do? How walk us through the day of the event and what your staff does.
So for each event, there will always be a manager on site during the day, whether it's myself or if it's Cindy. And then we always have 2 assistants. These women are handpicked and well-trained, and most of them have been with River House for over 10 years. And they are there to provide concierge service to the bride and groom and to make sure that everything goes swimmingly for our events. These ladies are the lasting impression. They make sure everything goes well. They make sure our officer is taken care of, because we always provide security for your event. And they are there for anything that you need. If there's a glass broken on the floor, they're immediately there with a broom and a dustpan cleaning it up. And they always make sure that everyone has what they need.
Absolutely. Our girls are just fabulous. Our ladies who work our events. They are our problem solvers extraordinaires. If there's a problem, they're going to solve it.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's nice to know that, during the event that there's somebody there that's going to take care of any situation that arises. So that's fantastic. So let's say that there's somebody out there that's listening right now and they're looking for a venue. What's the process of scheduling a tour in order to come check it out?
Absolutely. So give me a call. My phone number is 904-826-6210. 904-826-6210. Call that phone number and we will talk about your vision for your event. I want to know everything. I want to know your potential guest count. I want to know what dates you're looking at, and we will work together. And if you don't have all that information, that's totally fine too. Just give me a call and we will chat and we will work on our schedule. We do tours Tuesday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then on the weekends, as our events permit. We want to make sure, our booked events, our weddings have their privacy. So we don't book tours while there is a wedding going on, but that morning is a great time to tour, a Friday or a Saturday morning, because you'll kind of get to see the venue before the event and when it's set up for a wedding.
Well, and also the thing is that, a lot of weekends you have back-to-back, right? You have a Friday, you have a Saturday, and sometimes a Sunday back-to-back. And so a lot of quick turnaround that has to take place.
Absolutely.
A lot of quick turnaround, but we will never host an event, 2 events on the same day. So if your wedding is on Friday, you are the wedding that's in there. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know, and I think that provides a peace of mind to the people that are renting it, right? So that they don't have to feel like they have to get out of there by a certain time, right? And so I guess a question would be, is there a limit? I mean, let's say the party's still going on at 11:30 p.m. I mean, is there a time that you're like, hey, guys, you need to cut it off by at least midnight, or are you there until it ends?
Yeah, so our day of staff are there till to the end. They help clean up and load out. And the timing of your event depends on the package that you select.
Yes.
So we will work with you to customize a package that will fit your needs on when you want to come in and when you would like the event to end.
Exactly. It's built into your contract way beforehand. And we understand. We know what it's like. You're out on the dance floor, you're having a great time. It's 9:30, you chose a 9:30 exit, and you're like, ooh, maybe I want to extend. It's definitely something that can be talked about, but it's always best to make that choice before the event actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the benefits of our venue and being in downtown St. Augustine is there are plenty of places that you could book your after party. I mean, and you're right there. All you have to do is hire, a transportation company, which I've got to give a shout out. We do have one that you are able to reserve. and we could work with you to give you their information, but they can go ahead and take you on downtown to wherever you would like your after party to be.
And then bring you back to our parking lot afterwards where your vehicle's at.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that is just a fun time for everybody involved. So, and that's, and it's a one-time occasion, right? For most of these people, so it's a wedding. So it's, at least their goal is this is a one-time event for them, right? And so they want it to be the best possible experience that they can have on that. They want it to be memorable and a great time. So I appreciate all the hard work that all of your staff do to make that happen. So we talked a little bit about your social media accounts, and it's good for them to follow that online. So I guess the question would be like, how often do you update that? Is that like a daily thing, a weekly thing, or just once in a while? So answer that real quick, and then we got to go to our next commercial break.
Yeah, give us a follow at River House Events on Facebook and Instagram for just about daily updates at River House Events. All
right, we'll be right back after these commercial messages. And welcome back to the weekly radio show to St. Johns County Council on Aging here on WFOY 102.1 FM, your local radio station for news, sports, and talk. I'm Brian Robinson, Program Director for COA, joined this morning by Cindy Walker and Janel Graham from River House Events. And so we're talking about the beautiful venue that is known as River House and how you can have an event there. Before we forget, let's re-announce how they can get in contact with you.
Give me a call, 904-826-6210, or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at River House Events. And be sure to check out our website, riverhouseevents.com. All
right, and we have a few more questions here in our last segment, but before we get into that, let me just let everybody know that next week I have Isabel Renaud, President and CEO of St. Johns County Chamber of Commerce, as my guest. So tune in next week, same place, same time, right here on WFOY 102.1 FM. All right, so my next question for you is this. What is the most creative event that you've hosted at River House, and what made it so special for you?
So Cindy and I have seen a lot of beautiful weddings come through River House, and everyone's design and key eye play a major part in that. But I would like to say on the COA side of things, back in August, we hosted our gala. It was a 70s Stayin' Alive theme. And for me, this was a very, very fun event. We had both our Pedro Menendez cheerleaders come out as well as our St. Joe's cheerleaders come out. And they got everyone up on the dance floor. It was a great time. We had Brian Sullivan with Beachside Entertainment come out, and he was decked out to the nines, fake mustache, big afro, big glasses. He brought a disco ball, and we brought out light up ice cubes to make the drinks extra fun and light up foam glow sticks. I think everyone really enjoyed themselves. And to circle back around, this was during hurricane season. And for those who thought we were going to be rained out, missed out, because we really, really had a really good time and a really, really good turnout.
Yeah, that was a fun event, and I dressed in a 70s outfit. I had platform shoes, so I went from 6'3" to about 6'8", which was really funny standing next to my wife, who's about 5'3". I already have a foot on her as it is, so put on the platform shoes, and there's this really funny picture of us from that event. So that was a great time. How about for you, Sydney? Is there a most creative event that you've been involved with?
Absolutely. I've got to give a shout out to our Christmas on the River event. That really puts you in the holiday spirit. Between the Christmas carolers and the harp player and all of the beautiful wreaths designed by the garden club. I mean, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I mean, our weddings are just so creative. I've seen some brides do lattice work with greenery. I've seen some do Christmas theme or Halloween weddings. I mean, our building is so versatile that whatever they want to do, the opportunities are endless, and it'll still look great.
Yeah, a lot of fun ideas that some of the folks have had over the years for their different events. There's a lot of planning that goes into events. What is your favorite part of seeing an event come to life?
For me, it's seeing the bride's vision come to life. When you do your room reveal with your bride and your groom, they come in and it's just a moment of peace for them. They get to see their space transformed into their vision, and you just see the look on their faces, and they just know that this is where they were supposed to be.
Love that. It's seeing the joy of the family members for me, the parents, the grandparents, seeing their faces light up during the reception when, our bride and groom walk into the ballroom, or just seeing the reaction of the family during the ceremony when they see just the beautiful vision coming to life.
And the venue is set, for those of you who may not know, it's set on the Matanzas River. How does that help with, as you're trying to sell it, right? And I'm sure you walk people out there on that patio that's right there on the river. How does that help sell things?
Oh, yes. So our library has 2 grand doors that open up to the river. So when I have our guests or clients come in and I open those doors, it's always the breathtaking moment of, there's the water, there's the lighthouse, there's the sunset, there's the, the dolphins. I personally take my lunch breaks out there, and the wildlife I get to see, the dolphins, the turtles, stingrays. I even saw sharks a few weeks ago.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess I'm not going to go take my afternoon dip out there anymore. So are you able to provide dolphins for the events? Like, are you able to make that happen?
For an additional fee, we can chum the... No, I'm totally kidding.
Well, maybe I could find like a dolphin outfit, and I could be the one in the water for
Oh,
you.
boy.
Perfect.
All right. So, being part of the local community, it influences the type of events that you host and experience, and the experience that you provide. So, talk about that a little bit more as far as, bringing in the community for other events than wedding.
Yeah, so we are absolutely a community hub. We've hosted events with the county. I know we have the Sunrise Rotary in there. So many proms that I feel if you are, a resident of St. Johns County, you've absolutely walked through our doors at some point. And that means a lot to me, knowing that this building, River House Events, has been part of making so many memories in our community for whether you're a high school student going to prom or an older adult taking a yoga class or a bride making memories for the best day of your life, you probably have been in our building.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's really a hidden gem in St. Augustine, right? Because you have to drive through Lincolnville and, go down Marine Street and, you're kind of headed towards the military barracks that's down the end there, and then all of a sudden on the left-hand side there's River House in a beautiful location. So
I love it, and that's such a benefit of our location is that we are close enough to downtown that we're just close enough. You have privacy for your event. You're not going to have any tourists or extra people walking in. It's going to be kind of secluded, that you will have your privacy for your wedding or your corporate gathering.
Now, one of the things that we can't control is who's on a boat out in the river, right? So we can't control who's passing by during your event, but
what we can control is the angle the photographer takes that picture from.
That's right. And then there's also photoshopping that's available if there's somebody out on the river that you didn't necessarily want in your picture, right?
Exactly. But I would say most of our couples are... they do like the boats out there. We even have the pirate ship out there sometimes. So that's a lot of fun.
Well, that is fun. Absolutely. So let's say we got a few minutes left here. Somebody's out there that's listening, and maybe they themselves or they have a relative or they have a friend that's looking for a venue. What would you say to that person who hasn't booked a tour of River House yet?
I would say, what are you waiting for? Come book a tour with us, especially before this weekend when our special is running, our 10% off. And it's easy to book a tour. Give me a call at 904-826-6210. Visit our website, riverhouseevents.com, or check us out on Facebook and Instagram at River House Events.
Now, one of the things that you mentioned a little bit earlier is that you do have security on hand for the events. And so that's a nice little added feature, I think, to put people's minds at ease.
Absolutely.
Now, is that something that is included in the package?
So there is an additional fee to have your officer on site. We receive an invoice and we send it over to the couple, and they write a check for the officer privately, but it is built into your contract.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a contract with the St. Augustine Police Department. So if you're booking an event, you don't need to worry about that contract at all. We take care of it. We just tell you who's going to be on site and what that fee is. And that's basically industry standard for St. Augustine.
Very good.
To have our officers on site.
Well, that's a nice little added bonus. So we got about a minute left here. So, thinking about yourself, your role, what is it that you love about what you do? You mentioned at the start of the show, this is kind of a dream job for you. Why is that?
Because I get to host beautiful events while serving our older adults and being a community hub. The footprint that River House and COA has on our community is just incredible, and we are just thankful to be part of it.
All right. Well, that music means it's time for our show to end. Cindy and Janelle, thank you both for being here this morning. And be sure to reach out to them if you're looking for a place to have an event. We'll be with you here next week with Isabel Renault, President and CEO of St. Johns County Chamber of Commerce.